going. Today we're just going to talk about parts 1 and 2, and then I'll let you know about parts 3 and 4 once we get to them. Let me just tell you what the 4 parts are. There's part 1 and 2 is our spreadsheet activities using Microsoft Excel. For these, you'll get audited financial statements, and I'll assign you the companies. Hopefully I'll have those for you tomorrow, or I'll have the way that we're going to determine them for you tomorrow. You download the spreadsheet from Blackboard. It's not there yet. And prepare the first part called the condensed balance sheet, condensed income statement, and condensed statement of cash flows. And then prepare also the condensed common size financial statements and trend analysis. Let me see if I have this here. Here it is. This is the one from the spring. So you can see here is the input. This is the condensed balance sheet, which you would fill out, the condensed income statement, and the condensed statement of cash flows. And notice the order: the current year, prior year, and base year. So the earliest year, which is usually going to be 2011, would go here. 2012 would go here, and 2013 will go here. But I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make you a, I'm trying to decide when to give you this information. I think the first thing to do, we don't have class on Monday, right? So next Wednesday is a little late to give you everything for part 1. So, all right, I think what I might do is just prepare a video to give you kind of an introduction on how to do this. But basically what you'll do is you'll input this information here, condensed balance sheet, income statement, and statement of cash flows. Here you'll enter common size balance sheet, trend analysis, but I don't see how you can do this until we really go over it, which we're going to be doing next week. This is getting kind of tricky. Okay, but you will have, and here's your income statement, common size income statement trend analysis. The thing to do for now is to get your company's financial statement, and then I might have to change this. But the problem is if I change it to Wednesday, June 4th, then it's crushing into part 2. I for now assume that it's going to, let's just look at what we're doing here and make sure that I'm going to cover this material. I'm used to doing this in a different timetable. Here you can see next time we're going to do trend analysis and we're going to do common size statements. So what you can do by next Wednesday is I'm going to give you a video on how to do this. Is do your you can do part of this before. I mean, it's up to you what you want to do in advance. But you should be able to do the condensed balance sheet and also the condensed income statement and condensed statement of cash flows. This input page you should be able to do this week. The balance sheet, this common size, is going to have to wait until after we go over it next Wednesday. But I can give you, I think I'm just going to give you a video showing how to do this because it's going to take me more than 5 or 10 minutes to explain right now, and I want to make sure. I know there's sometimes a lot of confusion when this happens. Let me give you the overview then of the project. So part 1 will be all these spreadsheet activities. Part 2 will be more spreadsheet activities. In part 2, what you'll be doing is you'll be calculating different ratios for your company. Part 3, what we're going to have you to do, and I'll send you the details. Hopefully I'll have the details next Wednesday. In part 2, what you'll be doing is analyzing your company. So what I'm going to look for is a report that tells me how profitable your company is. It tells me if your company is liquid, if it's solvent, how productively the company uses the assets, and then takes all that information so that you can give a recommendation whether or not this is a good stock to invest in. So that's what's got to go into your report. And I'll give you next week more specifics on how to put that together, some of the details that I'm going to be looking for. But I'm really going to be looking for more than a superficial analysis. A superficial analysis would be a case where somebody says, well, you know what, PepsiCo just has a really great business model, making cheap stuff and getting people to pay a lot of money for it. And that's why I think you should buy the stock. A more sophisticated analysis would say, this company is incredibly profitable. Look at the company's gross profit. Look on the company's return on investment. The company is very solvent. They don't have a lot of debt. They have no problem paying their debt at all. And look at how productively, look at the turnover ratios. See how productively the company uses its assets, and turnover has increased every year over the past 3 years. So citing specific numbers and ratios that support your argument is really kind of what I'm going to be looking for. So the actual content of the report, I think we're going to cut down so that there's a little less of the mechanical stuff that we used to have in the project, and it's going to be more about making a real analysis about how good an investment your company is. The last part of this is a presentation. One of the really nice things about the size of this class is that we don't have to sit through a lot of presentations. What we'll do is, and everyone has a little more time, we'll do in our very last session, we'll have presentations, and each person will present their company and give their recommendations. You should buy this stock because, you shouldn't buy it because, and provide some of the details, share that with the class in a nice presentation. And again, I'll have guidelines for you on what to put into that presentation. This will be due, if you look at the schedule here, it's really just 1 week at a time. So part 1 is due June 2nd. This part 2, the second part of the spreadsheet will be due June 9th, a week later. Then the written report itself is June 16th. And then the presentation is going to be June 25th, the following week. So it's really just every Monday another piece of the project will be due, and that will move in sync along with the rest of the course. Adler?
What's the time limit on the oral presentation?
I'm not sure. I think normally it's about 4 to 6 minutes. I think since we have fewer people here, I think sometimes it's too short. So since we have 17 people, I think that we'll probably extend that to like 7 or 8 minutes. But definitely we want to fit everybody into the amount of time that we have, and you know, it's not going to be 20 minutes each, because then we run out of time. But I'm thinking something like 8 minutes. I think it's because 4 to 6 minutes, students rush through it, and then when students, they sometimes miss some things that they probably want to put in. But yeah, that's part of it. Any other questions?
Can you send us the email on the syllabus electronically?
It's on Blackboard.
Okay.
Syllabus is on Blackboard. This project handout, I hope, will be on Blackboard in the next couple of days. Yeah.
When will we know our company?
I hope tomorrow.
Okay.
But I'm just trying to decide if I'm going to have you select the companies. I'm trying to decide if we're going to do that. And what I'd probably do is I'd send you an email tomorrow. I'll give you a link to a list of companies, and then everybody gets a choice of 3. Like give me 3 companies, and it's first come, first serve. So look for your email tomorrow. The sooner you if we do it that way, it'd be kind of an experiment. But if we do it that way, then you're going to want to the sooner you respond to it, the more likely you're going to get the companies that you want. Any other questions? Okay, great.